My name is Carne, and I'm going to review every house at Halloween Horror Nights 2025 in less than 11 minutes. Let's get into it. So in the course of this review, I will be placing all 10 houses into 3 categories: good, better, best. It is in my humble opinion that no house this year should be ranked lower than good, as they were all pretty great in their own right. While reviewing these houses, I will try to be as spoiler-free and brief as I can. Though, if I do indulge any spoilers, I will do a, spoiler alert warning right before I do it, so you can just skip ahead. Okay, let's get into the houses. Oh, something I should bring up. These ratings are obviously based on my experience going through the house. Your experience going through any of these houses during Halloween Horror Nights 2025 will vary. And unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast. Well, fortunately and unfortunately. Everyone's experience going through a haunted house, because they essentially are live theater events, can and will vary drastically. So, obviously, go through it for yourself and tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I'm right. It's okay, I can take it. Anyways, okay, for serious, let's get into the reviews. First off, let's start with the good category. First up is Grave of the Flesh. Now, this is a house that is kind of considered to be lower tier this year. I thought it was a fun house. A lot of good smells. In the beginning, the smell of lilies, I believe, is very prevalent, which I liked a lot. It's a nod to the code name to the house, I think. It is a lot of tight, twisting corners, so I can see why some people wouldn't like that. Though, towards the back end of the house, there's a scene change that I really like. One thing I will say is they do tend to reuse a lot of the same monsters throughout the house, so there is that. Anyways, Grave of the Flesh, firmly in the good tier. And next up is Five Nights at Freddy's, the most requested IP in recent memory to become a haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights in recent memory. Everybody wanted this house. And does it live up to the hype? Yeah, I think so. I think the house is great. The animatronics are beautiful. They are big. The opening scene is fantastic. Though what I will say why I placing this house firmly in the good tier, and why I'm placing it there is because, well, and spoiler warning now, the animatronics are big, and you can see them coming a mile away. Though, when you see their eyes pop open and start glowing in the dark, it is fantastic. But there's a lot of Mr. Cupcake in this house. Maybe too much. But either way, good house. Definitely worth the wait. And you're going to wait for this house. Opening night, this house had an average wait time of like 3 hours. So, good luck. Continuing on with major IPs coming to this year to Halloween Horror Nights, we have Jason Universe. A house I place firmly in the good tier. It's a fine house. The beginning, spoiler warning, can be a little boring. The end is very fun, which basically makes up for the beginning of the house. I do have to give this house a special nod because Jason is in the Fast and Furious soundstage. So what that means is there is a beginning part, there's an outside transitionary point between, and then there is the end part of the house is back inside. Most houses that have been put in this location have struggled with that middle outside transitionary period. The Chucky house ultimate kill count sucked because of it. This house is probably... The Jason universe has done the best job covering the outside point of that outside transitionary period. So, big thumbs up to them. If you are a huge Jason fan, this is a house you do not want to miss. This house was being billed as Insidious times 10, and I don't think it actually is that, but it's still a pretty good house. Moving on. Let's keep the IP train going, and the next house I'm putting in the good tier, and I might get a little hate for this, Terrifier. The house it's a fine house. If you like Terrifier, you will absolutely love this house. I'm kind of just meh on the Terrifier movies. They're fine. They're clearly not for me. And it's not even because they're so gory or anything. I don't know. Just something about them doesn't click with me. But the house is great. In my personal opinion, it focuses too much on one scene in the Terrifier franchise, and it takes up a good portion of the house. So this house had a very good scare that I liked a lot. This house is also probably the most hyped for this year because of the dual exits to the house, the wet, dry exit. I was lucky enough to go through the wet exit. And when I went through, they had the water output cranked down to like 15%. So it was more of a trickle. I have heard from people going back after me, going to the house after I did, that they had cranked the water back up to like 50%. So your mileage may vary on it. There were some flooding issues during the media, the premium night, the preview night or whatever. So hopefully they got it cranked up when you go through it. Anyway, moving on. All right, one more IP house we're adding to the good tier, and that is the Fallout house. This is another house that is considered to be bottom tier for this year. I think it's a fine house. There's a lot to see. If you like the show, the Fallout show, then this house is basically that to a T. Nothing wrong with that. They basically told us they weren't really going to get too much into the games, and they really didn't. My only big issue with this house is that it needs to be just a little bit longer. It feels like it's really hitting its stride, and then it ends. You're also probably going to wait a while for this house. Anyways, moving on. All right, let's keep this train moving and move right on up to the better tier. All right, let's get right into it with the first house that I would put in that tier, and that is Hatchet Chains. A very fun house. Our little Slaughter Cinema segment is all grown up and got its own house, and it delivers. It's pretty great. It's fun all the way through. I think it's getting overshadowed by other houses this year, because there are a lot of heavy hitters this year for just absolute great houses. This one gets overshadowed a little bit, but it's still great. It's bloody. It's brutal. There's stuff everywhere. And also has one of my favorite lines from this year, which is, "Let me have your skin." Just look out for that. If I had to rank this house, I would rank it, nightmare out of 10. Okay, moving on. Next up is Dolls Play Dead, codenamed Iris. Maybe I should have been doing code names for all these houses. Oh well. It's a very fun house. I like it a lot. It's a different type of horror. It's almost like a pit-of-your-stomach gross horror. Like, this house is disgusting and I want to get out of here, in a good way. A lot of fun stuff. This is a house that I ended up choking on a bunch of fog in one particular room in this house. And when you get there, you'll know exactly what I mean. But my God, I swear I inhaled just like a gallon of fog. This is also the house that I went to premium night and I was waiting outside and it was downpouring rain. I was just getting soaked, me and my whole group. And right when we were about to go in, they stopped us because they were pulsing the line. And then they did a cast change. So I was standing outside the line right at the exit, getting just drenched right before I went into this house. Still a fun house. Good house. Good stuff. Next up is Galkn, Monsters of the North. This was a pretty good house. Probably a sleeper house. A sleeper hit for this year. If you liked Blood Moon, you'll definitely like this house. The ending to this house is pretty sticky, in my opinion. And I mean that in a good way. I was going to rank this house lower at first, but after sitting on it and digesting it and rethinking it, it's a good house. A little light on the story maybe, but still very fun nonetheless. Next house on the list, and my second favorite house from this year's Halloween Horror Nights, is El Artista. It is absolutely the most gorgeous house I have ever been into. The house is huge. The mansion, the Casa de Creación, is huge. It feels big. It's gorgeous. There are a few times when walking through El Artista that I got lost because every way seemed like the correct way to go. I will say, when you're walking through this house, do not forget to look up. There's a lot to see above you. And I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's a big house. They made it big for a reason. When you're in the room with the fountain, remember to look up. An absolute beautiful house. I absolutely love that house. And finally, last but absolutely not least, the only house that I placed into the best category, and my favorite house from the other night, the Horrors of Wyatt Sicks. If you are a wrestling fan, if you like Bray Wyatt, if you like the Wyatt family, if you like the Wyatt Sicks, this house is for you. During premium night, I had a guy run up and tell me that he went through it 3 times and he cried every time. If you're familiar with a lot of the backstory of Bray Wyatt, it's a great house. If you're not, it's still a fantastic house. It's the one house. Actually, every house this year I really wanted to go through it again immediately. I just didn't have enough time to do it for every house. This is one I really wished I ran through it again. It's a fantastic house. I love that house. I know not a lot of people will give it the love it deserves because they think it's a WWE house, and it is, and they're expecting like rings and people doing like tombstones and pile drives each other. No, this house is great. If you were thinking about skipping this house, don't. It is absolutely worth it. And yeah, that's my review for this year's Halloween Horror Nights 2025. I had an absolute blast. I went to premium night. I had a ton of food. I got really, really soaked. I cannot wait to go back next year and do it again. I'm already missing Halloween Horror Nights. My beloved. But please, tell me what you think. Tell me what houses you were thinking about going through. Let me know if this helped you or if this is just pure effing garbage. Anyways, I am Rabbit Carne. I will see you in the fog. Peace.